Hello YouTube! Today in the Naughty Librarian, I'm bringing you like a kinda sorta indie but not book haul. None of those descriptive words helped to figure out what these books were about, but just keep watching. First things first, I got this awesome box from Wonderheart Books. They are an indie publisher and they were kind enough to send me this launch package, so I kind of wanted to do a little unboxing first. Oh, there's goodies! Okay, there's goodies. Oh, okay, so first things first, I got a little bath bomb. That's really cool. This is in Jade, which I'm assuming is going to be a character from the book. And this is Rosewater Lemon scented. I'm not like a huge fan of baths in general, but I can't smell it. There's plastic. Why did I try to sniff it? What was I saying? Oh yeah, baths. I'm not like a huge fan of baths, but I do like pedicures and I like using little bath bombs for pedicures, so this will come in handy. Secondly, I got a baggie of jewels. Oh gosh. All of like my kindergarten wonder and whimsy has like arrived right now. First of all, I got a little feather. That's gold at the tips. I got a little feather. I got a bracelet. It's purple. And then a little baggie. I don't know if you can see, but there's like little jewels, this loose jewels. I mean, I guess they'd be okay for like Instagram purposes, but yeah, little baggie of jewels. I know they're plastic, but like I'm excited that there's jewels in my life. I also got a whole boatload of bookmarks from all these different books that I guess they have. This is Huntress and the Nightingale, and then there's Storm Mistress, Bride of Dreams, and this one's actually signed by the author, so that's kind of like a cool find. And I do believe this is the book that they were promoting, which is Heirs of Fate, and that is by Amara Luciano. So these are all really cool little art prints. I do like the art a lot, and it seems like it's a very diverse, inclusive series, so that's always appreciated. Okay, so I got one more little art print. I'm assuming these are characters from this fantasy novel, but dressed up like they're hipsters. So I think that's the joke, but I haven't read the book yet, so I'm not sure if that's the joke or not. But that's what I'm assuming is the joke. And on the back, actually, they're having a launch party on April 18th, 2019 at Barnes & Noble on the Upper West Side in New York. So if you are in the New York area, you can go to this launch party. Sadly, I am all the way across the country in Los Angeles, so I will not be at the launch party, but I appreciate that they invited me. I like being invited to things. And officially starting this book haul, I have Heirs of Fate by Amara Luciano. Again, it is very inclusive, diverse cast. I'm always excited when I see that because there's not enough of that in fantasy, and it looks really cool. Let's see what this is about. Okay, you know what? It's 3 novellas. So I guess it's 3 novellas that make up this story of this fantasy. First novella is Bride of Dreams, and it is, in order to escape her mother's war-torn legacy, Dia must marry. In her homeland, marriage can mend decades of hostility. Long-awaited truces suddenly become possible. But when her short trip to the altar ends in a curse upon her betrothed, Dia must rescue his soul from the gods or risk the destruction of their villages. Okay, that's a rough wedding day. I mean, it's slightly less worse than the Red Wedding, so you have that going for you. Novella 2, Huntress and the Nightingale. Once a huntress blessed by the gods, now Zarya is little more than an exalted murderer. As her royal lover continues to torment the desperate and dying people of their kingdom, her only solace exists within wineskins that never seem to run out until she's presented with a promising bargain. Destroy a cursed forest and sin against the gods who have likely abandoned her, or remain forever imprisoned in a land not her own. That one seems bleak. Woo, that's a bleak one. Last novella is called Storm Mistress, and it's about Jade. Jade has no trouble remembering what her brave and foolish foray into the pirate quarter once cost her: blood and destruction. Now, clever backdoor deals and swift thrusts of her hips bring her that much closer to stopping the monsters of her island home from abusing their power. But when a mysterious storm goddess kills one of her patrons, an essential member of a deadly captain's crew, Jade's plans threaten to crumble. To stay alive, she must defeat all her enemies, for her death will not win her the island's game of shadows. She has a hip thrust that kills, apparently. You know what? I appreciate, like, a good hip thrust. There's not enough of it in, like, fantasy as, like, a weapon, and it seems like a very feminine thing, so, like, I'm into it. I'm kind of into it. All three of these novellas, they seem really kind of fun and fantastical, and they all seem really dark and spooky, so I'm kind of, like, really intrigued by this, and I'm really happy they sent me the book. If you are also intrigued and you wanted to get a copy, this does come out on April 16th, so you can pick it up then. Now on to the rest of the books. The next book I came into was The Gunslinger, which is The Dark Tower Book 1 by Stephen King. Now, The Dark Tower is a book series that I've always been interested in because I don't really read that much Stephen King. Like, I've read a little bit of Stephen King. Like, I've read The Body, and I've read, like, Shawshank, and those ones, like the shorter stories. I haven't really got deep into, like, Stephen King, and I know I should. I mean, he's been around for a while. He knows how to write a book. But anyway, the Dark Tower series has always been one that intrigued me. The movie was very bad, though, so I was nervous, but I got this at a library book sale for, like, 10 cents. So I was like, oh, well, for 10 cents, I'll be a big spender and just pick it up. Next up, I have The Severed Moon by Leigh Bardugo. This is actually a journal, and it has little prompts all throughout it and little quotes and art from the Grishaverse. And I'm not really into journaling, but I wanted to go see Leigh Bardugo, and this is the book they were signing, so I had to buy it, but I was like, alright, if I get to go see Leigh Bardugo, I'll get the book, whatever. It's a nice little collector's item, because now I have, like, everything she's written, so it's a complete collection. Next up, I grabbed The Circle by Dave Eggers. This is also made into a movie, and the movie seemed kind of cool. And I saw it at a library book sale, and it was like 50 cents, so I was like, alright, 50 cents. I'll try it out for 50 cents. It's kind of like a digital utopia, but the thing about utopias is that they're never really actually a utopia. There's always something a little rotten right beneath the surface. I assume that is true in this world. I believe it is increasing digital lives, so like nothing is private, and I'm assuming, you know, people need secrets, okay? Things need to be private sometimes. When you have no privacy, nothing good's gonna come from that. So I'm assuming there is like a dark core of sinister in this, and yeah, I was like, okay, you know what, maybe I'll read it sometime. Next, I picked up An Extraordinary Union by Alyssa Cole. I really like Alyssa Cole's contemporary works. Those are the only things I've read by her, but she does have a lot of historic works, so I was really interested in picking one of those up. This one in particular is really cool. I think it's loosely based on a real person. It is about a woman named Elle. She was a former slave, and she also has a didactic memory, so basically she remembers literally everything she sees. So she goes undercover during the Civil War back into the South to be a spy for the Union Army. So already, she's a kick-ass lady. I'm really into her. And then there's another undercover agent named Malcolm, and I'm assuming there will be sexy results because it is a romance. And it's gonna have spies, and it's gonna be really cool. It is during like the Civil War era, and you know what? I don't get enough of that in historical romance because there's only so many Regency era England novels you can read before you just get really tired of it. So completely different perspective, different time period. Really interested in this one. Another book sent to me by the publisher is Nelium, and that is by Claire Delicia, and it is a indie release, and they asked me, hey, do you want to be on the promotion tour? And I was like, sure, that book actually sounds really cool. Since I'm on the promotion tour, I'll just read you the back of the book instead of trying to synopsize it. Half the population of the island of Madeira are dead, killed by an unforgiving and indiscriminate plague. Oriana dreams of escaping her life of ruthless cruelty from the people who now rule over those who remain. No telling whom the plague will strike next, Oriana means to find freedom for herself and her people. Drawing strength from ancient tales of her enemy, young Oriana transforms herself from victim to warrior with the help of a mysterious and powerful dagger given to her by a kind and dying boy. Years later, during her enemy's betrothal ritual, Ezra, a boy she has never seen before, selects her as his mate. With servitude her only option, Oriana accepts the offer. Whisked away to a seemingly perfect world, Oriana discovers sinister secrets at every turn, including the identity of Tristan, a boy with whom she shares an undeniable but impossible connection. Why would a boy she doesn't know wish her to be his betrothed? Why does she feel such a strong pull toward a stranger? Someone in Ezra's family not only knows the answer to both those questions, but also about the dagger Oriana possesses. He will do anything to stop the union. Now, with everything on the line, Oriana turns inward to find the strength she needs to seize the full power of the dagger so that she may protect herself and save her people. Whew, that is a very long blurb. But yeah, it seems really cool. It was, I like the line in the front, drawing strength from ancient tales of her enemy. She transforms herself from victim to warrior. And I was like, yeah, don't stay a victim, start kicking some ass. So I was intrigued by the plot, and they were kind enough to put me on the publicity tour, so here it is. One more indie release I picked up is A Curse of Thorns by Nicole Maynardi. And actually, Nicole is a friend of mine, and she wrote a book, and I was like, girl, you wrote a book? What? So I'm buying it. So, yeah, my friend wrote a book. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and, you know, she's my friend. Obviously, I'm gonna buy it. But also, it seems like a good book. And you know what? This Beauty and the Beast retelling, I think, clears up a lot of problems with Beauty and the Beast retellings, because in this one, the Belle character, she isn't a girl with Stockholm Syndrome. She is hunting the beast. So she is there of her own volition. She is not like kidnapped and forced to live with him in a creepy castle in the woods where she just learns to love him because he's literally the only dude around. So already in a better place going from the beginning. And it's also kind of dystopian. There's this evil regime that has taken over the land because the king was cursed into this beast. And, you know, there's transformative love and all that kind of good stuff. But I really just appreciate the fact that Belle isn't a prisoner, because that always bothers me. I don't like that. She can come and go as she pleases, and she's there because she wants to be there or she wants to hunt this guy. Like, cool. I'm like that's like a romance I can get behind. It has far less problematic content. So, of course, Nicole would write that kind of book. So this one's really cool. It is available on Amazon in case you want to check it out. I think this is also an indie release. This is The Savior's Champion by Jenna Marecki. And I really, really wanted to pick this book up, mainly because Jenna is a YouTuber. She is AuthorTube, and she is literally so funny. Like, I just like watching her videos. I'm not necessarily an author, but I like seeing her talk about books because she's so funny. And then she wrote this book that's super kind of dark and violent and bloody and gory, and I was like, you know what? You're hilarious and you wrote a gory book. Say no more, I'm in. I just want to read you this one little quote that is what I read, and I was like, buying the book, buying it right now. Today you will face an option. Either be good and die, or be dark and live. You're a good man, but you will choose the darkness. And I was like, ooh, this is gonna be good. I'm so into it. It's kind of a gladiator story. The savior, I guess, is this woman ruler of some kind. And then there's this guy, Tobias, and he's just like, okay, I'll fight in this battle to win her hand. I don't really give a shit about this lady, but like, having her hand would be good. So, and then like, there's murder, bloody cover. Yeah, Jenna's hilarious, and this is bloody and gory. So like, hilarious and bloody and gory like mixed together is like giving me all the feels. Like, I'm really excited about it. Surprisingly enough, I found an arc of Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson at a library book sale. I know you're not supposed to sell it, but when you sell it for 50 cents, I think it's fine, because that's going like a donation towards the library, so really, no one's profiting. It's fine. It's a Brandon Sanderson arc. Like, I don't see a lot of them. I don't know if this is like rare or not, but like, hey, Brandon Sanderson arc. I picked it up. It's like it is this dystopian world where people have powers, and then some of the people with powers are shitty people, and they do shitty things, apparently. I think that's like a good description of the world this takes place in, and that's all I know, because I didn't know further research besides seeing an author and an arc, and I grabbed it. I also got The Orphanage of Gods by Helena Kogan, and I got this in an Illumicrate box, and I don't know. It seems really, really cool, but the thing is, I can't find it in any digital library at all. Like, I can't find it on Overdrive, I can't find it on Scribd, I can't find it on Hoopla, so I'm like, how rare is this? Like, only the Illumicrate had it, apparently. And also the Illumicrate edition has these beautiful sprayed edges. It's just really pretty. And it seems like a really, really cool story. It kind of reminds me like a little Strange the Dreamery. In this world, basically, the humans came for their gods and killed them all. But all the kids of the gods were left behind because they're like, hey, we're not gonna murder babies. Like, we're not that big of dicks. So anyway, these like half-god babies are in this orphanage and they're kind of mistreated, and any of the babies who show any divine power are done away with. No one's ever escaped the orphanage except for this one girl. Her name is Hero. It's a little on the nose, but I'm okay with it. She escapes the orphanage. Her sister is captured at this prison and she's like, I'm gonna save her. And there's dead gods and just, it's a cool fantasy story. I don't even have the words. I don't have the words to explain why I think this is awesome, but like, it should have already sounded awesome to everybody. I'm really into it. I just wish there was like an option for digital versions because it's kind of hard to always like lug around like a physical book. But like, it's easy carrying around my cell phone. I can read ebooks a lot quicker, so I'm kind of bummed that I can't find this in any library database. Is it only a UK release? I'm not sure. Last up, I have The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, and I've been dying to read it. And then I believe in either late May or early June this year, Taylor Jenkins Reid is doing an event that I'm going to, so I was like, okay, I should read the book before I meet her. So I'm going to read it, and a lot of my friends have read it already, so I'm just like really excited to get into it and then start sending texts with zero chill. Like, like I have no chill about books while I'm reading them. When you see me in like my review, I have time to process and settle down, but as I'm in the story, like no chill. So like I will text people constantly. Like Leanna from Leanna's Library, she is my person I harass while I'm reading books because usually she has already read them. And I'm like, did this happen? Is this character dead? Like 80 exclamation points. No chill. Zero chill for anything. I feel like the stakes might be a bit lower in this one. I don't feel like there's going to be like deadly fantasy consequences. But I've heard great things about it. It's got a great cover. I don't really know much about what it's about. It's about Evelyn Hugo and 7 husbands. So I just read the blurb because I honestly had never read the blurb before. I am a leap before I look kind of person. That's been established. But I'll just read you this one sentence. Evelyn unspools a tale of ruthless ambition, unexpected friendship, and a great forbidden love. Ooh. And it's kind of like old Hollywood glamour, an aging like actress. I'm assuming it's kind of Sunset Boulevard-y. And yeah, I'm so into it. I'm so into this. It's aesthetically pleasing. I'm into it. I've picked up like a lot of really cool indie books lately. I don't usually pick up a lot of indies. They just don't come to me very often. Unless it's like an author I already know I like, I don't follow enough indies. So I really wanted to do a video that was kind of like featuring indie authors quite a bit. So I guess let me know in the comments down below. Have you read any of these books? If so, which ones are your favorites? Which ones are your least favorites? Which one of these books are you super excited about? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know your favorite indie author. If you have one that I didn't mention in this video, let me know in the comments down below. I'm looking for recommendations. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!